Hey everybody, so I am working from home today. It is cold out here. I'm out here in Gold Canyon, Arizona, and some of the work that I do, I can't do up at that new shop that we built for the Desert Nature Alliance. Some of the bird stuff, some of the frozen work that I have to do, need to do out here on the property. So that's what's happening today. Took the day off, if you will, from being up there and decided to get some of this work done. So I figured I'd bring you guys along. This is about our third or fourth installation of our bird series. Thank you guys for watching and for enjoying that with us. It's been a lot of information, so go back if you haven't watched. Those videos are on our YouTube channel, also Stacy and the Desert Nature Alliance. So today what I was looking at was the freezer, some of the parts, pieces, specimens that we have in the freezer and what state of cleaning they are at. And so that's kind of where I was at, because I don't have a lot of this kind of free time anymore. So we are looking for volunteers at the Desert Nature Alliance. So definitely give me a call or a message if you're interested in that. So today I wanted to show you just really quick a few of the things that we had and how I'm able to quickly look at something and start identifying. And since we are talking about birds so much, I wanted you guys to be able to see things that maybe you normally wouldn't get to see, and we're going to do it on video fairly quick. Remember that the Desert Nature Alliance is a nonprofit, a legitimate nonprofit. You can donate to us, but what I was getting at is we also have the proper permits to be doing this. This is for education purposes. Please do not go out and pick up birds or pieces or parts of things, whatever. You make sure that you are proper and legal before you do any of that stuff. So if you notice I've got gloves on, birds are not something that you want to touch without having gloves on. You want to make sure you're safe. The lighting's probably not the best for me, but we're not really worrying about how I look right now. I wanted to be able to show you some things. So on Instagram, I'm positive we put some photos of these up. These are some interesting, if you will, feet of what looked like some kind of bird or a duck that we had found. Okay, so why do I say it that way? Well, because the rest of it was in some pretty awful shape. We'll go by really quick with that. And so no, it wasn't immediately obvious what we had found. And it didn't go into the freezer. It wound up sitting on this table, and then a storm came and just sometimes some of the things I get a hold of, it doesn't go perfect for most of the time. If we get a hold of any form of bird, goes straight into the freezer, like I said, because they have bugs, diseases, all that kind of stuff. So I tend to do a lot of cleanup work as we go, as we measure things and document, try to get the bugs out. So I'm trying to go slow for those that are like, I'm not sure I want to keep watching. Yes, you do. You want as much education as possible. You want to be as part of your wildlife and your ecosystem as you can be. And birds are everywhere. So let's keep learning about our birds. So this is one of the smaller birds that we had found, just like that. I'm going to bring it on up for you guys to take a look at. Let's make sure I can show you all the way around. For this, I am not going to give you all the identification. That way our teachers that are out there that are watching and using our videos can continue and pause and all the things that you guys need. Okay, so I'm going to hold it up. I'm going to hold it up also with a ruler. And take a look, get some measuring, get an idea of the size that I'm holding on to. Why am I doing that? Because the one I'm going to show you next is going to be obviously smaller. However, the one that I did just show you, look at these in comparison. Okay, compare and contrast. You know we do that all the time. I'm trying to get these, make sure I've got these where you guys can really see. Look at the size difference there. Compare and contrast. What can you see is the same? What can you see is different? How would we be able to identify? Do I have them in a spot that you can see? Okay, I'm gonna move these back. Recently we had a local resident contact everyone on Facebook and say, I found a hummingbird, a dead hummingbird. Anyone know what I should do with it? And we said, absolutely yes. Get it in the freezer, and we were able to go and pick it up. Okay, so you have hummingbird here. Now, hummingbirds are notoriously hard to identify due to certain things, especially when they are juniors. They are small. We don't tend to get a lot of them this way up close. We were not seeing any of the different colors that you would associate with certain birds. So you know, we have Anna's out here is very common. Costas is common. But we're going to do some measurement as well, document, do some looking up, and see what we can find. Why did I not do them immediately? Because like I said, I take all the birds and they go inside the freezer. Okay, so for a little while, that's what we do. I'm going to put this up so you guys can get the measuring. I'm not doing this well enough for you guys. Sorry, on camera it's hard and I do it live and I do it by myself, obviously. Okay, so you guys can get a measurement. And then as this one thaws out, I'm going to try to get the wings spread out so we can get some better measurements. Come up a little bit closer for you so you can see. Okay, hummingbird. All right. Now on Halloween, we received a phone call that a great horned owl had been hit on the highway. And we adopt a highway. I don't know if you guys have that everywhere, where there's it's a not an organization. I'm stumbling over the words for it. My nose is running. Sorry guys, it's cold out here. It's a program. It's called Adopt a Highway, and you get to take a good mile of it, and that's what you're responsible for cleaning. And we have 2 areas of it, and so one of the areas that we have just signed over that we are adopting that part of the highway, just so happened that we got a call and there was a great horned owl that was down on it. Like I said, we also have the permits, so we were able to secure it, get it off the highway. But that evening, it was a Halloween evening, I wanted it to go into the freezer as soon as is possible. Only quickly looked, and it looked like the poor bird had taken maybe head on. So we're going to take a look as quickly as possible on this one. If you are sensitive or sensitive viewer, you're not going to want to watch this probably. This is all super, super important to me, and I do take it personal as I start working with the bird. So we'll never show you that kind of stuff because there's respect that goes to these. Absolutely. If you've met me, if you've ever been around, no. Huge amounts of respect. Okay, so like I said, this is an owl, great horned owl, taken off the side of the freeway. We will be a part of our permit. We have to write down when and where and everything that we found. Okay, so what I would like to show you, I'm not going to show you some of the damage. We don't need to do any of that. I'm going to show you the talons. Okay, and I'm going to remind everybody again as I do this, in case we have this clip shortened, someone tries to shorten it on me or takes a clip from it. No, there is special permits. This is great horned owl. Do not do this if you do not have the proper permits, which you are supposed to. It's called the Migratory Bird Act, but I want you guys to take a look at these. Now, let's go back to that one I showed you in the beginning. Look the same? No. Not even close. This bird looks like it could pick up something seriously and take it away. The nails, something else, the power. Does this have it the same? No, does not. Okay, I want you to see the size comparison with that hummingbird. Okay, size comparison. Great horned owl. It looks like maybe we even lost one right here, lost a nail. So you'll be taking some photographs of this up close. And your size comparison. You're comparing your contrast. Are all birds created equal? Not necessarily. I think I can get there. The feet on the hummingbird. So there's so much to learn, so much fascinating information when you start talking about birds, working around birds. Let me show you this a little bit closer. This is what I'm seeing here. Looks like it lost its nail right in here. Poor thing. Let's see if we can... Now, it's going to be a lot of work. It is completely twisted and turned, and unfortunately, yeah, we have the beak itself has been just spun. probably, yeah, by looking at this, this whole bird has been completely twisted around. We'll see once it unfreezes if it's something that I'm able to turn back into a shape at all, or what we'd be able to salvage and turn in proper. It took a lot of damage. This one took a lot of damage. Any animal that's been hit on a freeway, it is not in fantastic shape. And I don't mean to laugh. I'm just I'm not even laughing. It's just, they're not in good shape enough to work on, and so I don't want anyone to get the impression that some of the parts or pieces that we are taking in are somehow this perfect, magical, something you would see at like maybe one of your top museums. No, we are out here doing the field work, and that's what allows us to continue the education, continue to show things, to continue to learn how to display properly something that has fallen and had been eaten, left to the elements. It puts you in a different category of, okay, my science has to come in here of how I'm going to work with this, a little bit of my artistic skills, my anatomy, understanding of what I am looking at and what has happened to this animal, the parts that are missing, the pieces that are missing. There is a lot to this end of the work, and the amount of education that you gain while you're working on it, and you find that you don't have, or the gaps that you're missing in your own personal education, where you're grabbing books, you're grabbing for your phone, any Google anything to find how to get to the next step. So it's been a fascinating ride. With the birds, the size difference is stunning, and the compare and contrast ability that we've been able to have here is fantastic. Now I'm stalled once again to give you a moment. That was a lot. It's actually the second great horned owl that I've had the opportunity to work close up on, and the part of the freeway that we have adopted, that's where we found them at. And so that is a coincidence that we were able to get that freeway, part of the freeway, but also just continue the education, the observation of the animals and the birds and how they are doing in that one little corridor, if it was just a coincidence or not, or if it's just migratory path or what it actually is. So it's part of what we do. Your education is super important to continue on. It is nothing to be ashamed of if you find out as you grow older that you're like, oh, I'm not very good in my math, or I'm not very good in my English, or for me it was chemistry, or for me it was a lot of the subjects, to go back and to continue educating. And so part of what we are doing for the Desert Nature Alliance is forming our projects, but making sure that there's tons and tons of education that are just part of it. And it's not that sit down kind of education where we're going to give you tests or anything, just the things that we've been doing. So we've been growing and learning together as you go. But if you are someone out there that is watching with us that needs a little bit extra, or say you need that GED help and it's just not been available for you, we're creating it in our own nature-based kind of way. And so we're going to get you guys there. Don't ever let the lack of education stop you. Don't let it. Don't, if you're like, I don't like what's out there and I don't like the standard way, well, then you come hang out over in our planet and you write in the comments somewhere that, hey, I'm not doing very good in this subject or that subject. Is there any way you can help me? And absolutely we can. The smarter that we all are and the more that we help and communicate with each other is probably how we're going to fix a lot of the problems out there. Okay, so the next one I want to show you guys, we believe it is a young hawk. Again, the property amounts that we have around us, I'm sitting on a few acres. You've got acres with buffer in between. Big old golf course area over here, so we find a lot of stuff. So remember, my location is also what started us having the Desert Nature Alliance. There's just too much education. We're also super excited. We should be going on a tour of one of the local bat sanctuaries coming up beginning of next year, and that's going to kick off further bat studies. So yeah, bats, birds, so much of this, you guys. Okay. One more before we go. Starting to run up on that 15 minutes. That's going to be long enough for a lot of you guys. Some of this won't even make it that far. Okay, so this is the last one I need to look at. When I got it, it was covered in worms and nasty, but it is not a very big bird. Let's see if I can, Okay, it's not a very big bird. I'm gonna go with some kind of junior hawk. This is what I'm staring at, junior something. Okay. Show you that way. We're gonna go quick. We're at the 15-minute mark, long enough on these videos. So yes, this one had a ton of bugs on it when I got it. Stuck it in the freezer immediately. So I'm probably gonna clean that one out first. We can take a look at it and get it measured. But we're gonna do real quick before we go. Let's take a look. Okay, so remember what I just showed you? Let's do it. Let's do it with the great horn elm. We know this is some kind of junior hawk. Okay. Size difference, compare and contrast. Take a look at the size difference. That first one I showed you that I was like, this is really weird. I don't think it's, I think it's some kind of hybrid duck bird. I don't know what it is. Continue. Compare and contrast, teachers out there. I'm not doing all the work for you. Students, I'm not doing all the work for you. Do all this work. That's what I say. I'm the field person. Do these videos. Started a nonprofit for you. You can do some of your own education. You can figure out what you're staring at, what you can learn from, what you can teach, all the words, all the things. I'm already too long on this video. So, okay, check back in. We'll do more of our bird studies as soon as I possibly can. Much love to you guys all out there. Now remember, stay safe. If you're going to get out into the desert, please be safe. If you're going to get out into nature, again, please be safe. These animals need us. I need you guys. Take care. Talk to you soon.